Hi, everybody. My name is Rachel Fagan, and I'm a Master Certified Life Coach. And today I want to talk about disappointments, specifically whether or not disappointments serve you or sabotage you. So, not too long ago, I did a video about failure being a gift. And in that particular video, I was focusing mostly on learning from our own personal failures. And today, that I still am going to talk about that, but I also want to talk about disappointments that are caused by external factors or situations or your circumstances or even other people. So I've always been a pretty reflective person. I constantly replay moments in my head, and sometimes this is a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. And the areas in my life that I've found to be of particular interest lately, as I dive deeper into my own limiting beliefs, are ones where I've experienced some of my greatest disappointments. And what I've learned is that in those moments, they've been truly pivotal moments of my life. And in hindsight, some of my greatest blessings in disguise. And while I may have resented them in the moment, I can now look back at them in gratitude and appreciation. And that's taken a lot of personal growth and development. And as cliche as it sounds, I do fully believe that everything happens for a reason. And in my moments of greatest disappointment, I've uncovered some of my greatest potential, but it has taken an attitude adjustment, frankly, and a willingness to be vulnerable for some time. So I want to just tell you about some of my experience. So take, for example, when I was younger, I loved gymnastics, and I was by no means good at it, but I loved it. And I eventually discovered that I had part of my vertebrae was not fused properly at birth, and I ended up developing a stress fracture in my back as a little girl, and I had to quit gymnastics, and this was devastating me devastating to me. And I really felt lost without it for a long time. However, had it not been for this injury, I would not have begun to explore other areas of my life so deeply. I That's when I was always into music, but that's when I really started digging into it and exploring music so much more deeply. And I really discovered my true gifts and passions as a musician. And now I'm honored to share my love as a musician with the world on a fairly regular basis. And I believe that part of my purpose here on this earth is to do just that. And I actually went as far as earning a university degree in music, but I quickly decided that I did not want to pursue music as a career. And that's a whole other story of limiting beliefs that perhaps I'll unpack with you someday. I'm still working through that. But I furthered my education and ended up teaching first grade regular education, and I absolutely loved it. However, budget cuts eventually forced me into changing positions, and I found myself teaching elementary general music, something I felt completely inexperienced and unqualified to do, despite my college degree. And disappointment was really an understatement in that situation. But I gained so much from that experience. As hard as it was, I gained so much. It challenged my limiting beliefs, and I proved them wrong. I revamped the parts of the program in my school that I had the power to change to get more kids engaged, and it worked. And I became really close with some of the teachers on my team, and to this day, still consider them to be some of my very best friends. I won't lie, though, I didn't like teaching in this position at all. So I pivoted, I hunkered down, and I finished my master's degree so that it would open up other opportunities. And that eventually led to me to my favorite teaching position as a reading specialist. And I don't know how much of this would have happened had I not first been disappointed. So these are just two examples of how outside uncontrollable factors led to really big disappointments in my life, but also eventually positive outcomes. But there were many others I could cite, some big, some small. Some I handled well, others not so much. Some served me very well, some I allowed to sabotage me. And this happens to all of us. You know, friendships and relationships change with time, but not always in a bad way. And for those that ended, new ones were formed. Jobs changed, but better opportunities came along. There's been illness and death, but there's also been healing and birth. I've changed and I've grown, and I regret none of it. Everyone experiences disappointment, some more than others. No one's immune to disappointment. However, it is how we respond to that disappointment, rebound from that disappointment, reflect on that disappointment, attach emotion to that disappointment, and seek additional support that will determine whether it serves or sabotages us. So I'd love for you to take some time and sit with yourself and really reflect over your life and the things that have disappointed you over time, and just reflect on whether those times have served you or sabotaged you. And if you feel open, I would invite you to share it in the comments. I hope you all have a great day.